Welcome to Landria on YouTube, here to help you break through those fears and live an awesome life. All right, I'm moving. What, like how many times do I have to sit here and have this thing? It's like a personal, there we go. All right, so I just did a video on the transition that's happening that's really speeding up. I went to an event, so this is a completely different subject that relates to the transition that I want to share with you. I want you to know when you transition, you're not going to be this absolute, Christ-like being. Actually, you probably will be Christ-like. You know why? Christ got angry. Christ doubted. Christ had, feelings just like any human. But he also knew how to tap into what he was. And he also was an enlightened being with still human emotions. I think people forget that if you really read, especially the lost pieces of the Bible. I don't know what you call them. So you can tell I don't read the Bible, right? All the lost scrolls that they've now, they're finding that have, Mary and all these other lost years of Jesus aren't lost. There were things that were cut out because man tries to control things, right? So you're going to really be picking up a lot of stuff. My energy is so sensitive right now that I actually have to watch what I say, because negativity will reverberate through me even if I'm not feeling it, but I even talk about certain things. That's how sensitive you may be feeling. So in my last video, I talked about your food may change, but and I've talked about this before, but it's so intense right now. And as I shared with you in the last video, I had a pen that's been missing for months that I thought about 2 days ago, and yesterday it ran through my head. It's like, maybe I should look for that pen. And next time I came to my desk, it was sitting right next to my computer. I swear to God, I did not do anything that could make that appear. I didn't look for it. The desk has been cleared, so it's not like there were a bunch of things that it could have been under. There was nothing I moved that could have, it just was sitting there. It's a little freaky, but your thoughts are shifting you into other realities. Your thoughts and feelings, if you're opening up that gateway, which you have to be meditating to do it. You cannot get around this. Why? Because meditation is shutting down the outside world, and the only way you can do that is if you sit in a quiet area, close your eyes, and focus on pushing your energy out. Now I'm going to do some meditations for that, because if you are everything, so if you're in here, you're not connecting to all that out there that can make your pen appear, or all the other things I keep manifesting. It's mind-blowing. I just manifested something pretty crazy in my career. It's just like, boom, happened. I wanted to hit a certain level, and within a couple days, they all lined up. Everything lined up. And now I have another goal. And I have some huge ones for other things I'm going to do for you. But I want to share something with you, because I went to an event, as I shared in my last video, the one about Earth transition. I went to an event, and people are actually noticing something different about me. They said that I've shifted in a huge way. And I don't know what it is, because I'm still me. I still make jokes. I still swear once in a while, or, I still have my wine or whatever. But there is a shift. I sense it, and I'm disconnecting from really a lot of what I used to do, people I used to hang with a lot. I'm just disconnecting a lot. But I want to share something with you. We're always still going to be challenged. A friend of mine that I don't connect with anymore was at the event, and she's just a lovely, lovely person. Very spiritually minded, peaceful person. I don't know why I don't connect with her anymore. I think she and I just have a different focus. And she asked me something before she left about if I was going to go to a certain event. And I fired off a negative response that really had nothing to do with her. I fired off a negative response. I was so disconnected to that event that was coming up. But I was really shocked at my response and not very proud of myself because I saw the response in her face. And when she left, I didn't feel bad about it. You know how you used to like go, oh God, I can't believe I said that, and you rack your brain. I didn't. I said, okay, I still got stuff that shows up. Ooh, that's interesting. Don't know why that showed up, but I got to work on that. What is it? What is it about that I needed to fire off a negative comment? So it was really good for me to go home and reflect on that. And the next day, what I did, I didn't need to apologize. I didn't do anything wrong. It was not against her, but I know it was a negative statement. I wanted to rectify that. So I sent her an email and said, by the way, I just want to tell you that that comment, that very negative comment that I made, was not directed toward you. You're still a beautiful, lovely human being, and it was really great to see you. And that, you know, that I was very aware of that unnecessary, uncalled for comment that I made. Letting her know that it wasn't something I felt good about. Those things are going to show up. It's like the rest of the sludge is bubbling to the top right now. And you're going to have things that show up. You'll be really fine, totally in your space, but then if you put yourself out there, especially if you put yourself out there and challenge yourself, like I'm going to an event with a lot of people that I'm not connecting to, that I don't really want to talk to, that are wonderful people. So that was a little bit of an eye-opener for me. It really was. Here's this lovely person, asked me one simple question, and I had a trigger. So you may notice this, and the beauty of the triggers is it shows you where you need to still clear things out. I don't want you to think you go into awakened space where you don't have emotions. Again, you know what, didn't Christ, Jesus, got mad at the gamblers and threw all their coins and stuff on the floor? He went ballistic. That's not an enlightened being's actions, but it's an enlightened human's reaction if they still are here on this planet. They're still going to have those, and we still have to work on stuff. Maybe you have to do that sometimes to make a statement, right? He probably did that. Christ probably threw all the coins on the floor and got angry. Probably didn't feel bad at all about it. He made a statement. That's not what I did last night. I'm not excusing my statement. Mine was not very nice. It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't nice. And maybe Christ even thought, wow, I still have feelings of anger that are erupting. And of course, later on went into a super high awakened state. He still had his journey. He was still tested. Out in the desert, he was tested. We all still have to go through that growth. It's easy to be an enlightened being on the other side and come down here and say, yeah, I can handle it. And you go, whoa, I wasn't feeling that on the other side. Now all of a sudden I got all this stuff because it's not all yours. It's collective. Why? Because we're one. And when you come on this planet, you have a mission. And that is to override these low frequency, raise the frequency. So if you come down as enlightened being, woo-woo, you've got to go through those same challenges so you can actually experience what other people experience and know that you can break through it and show people that I'm doing it. It's great to talk, blah, blah, blah. But if you haven't experienced something and you're not living it yourself, oh my gosh, I had somebody write me this victim mode, email, and you need to help me here. Here we go again. No, I don't. I don't need to. Yeah, I'm going to help the thousands of people that write me emails. Yeah, I have nothing better to do than sit around and try and save somebody from experiencing their own growth. Not going to happen. Don't write me those emails if you don't want to hear the truth from me, according to me. You know what I'm going to say? I can't do it for you. Stop asking me. That's why you're not changing your life. You think somebody else can do it. But the first thing she said is, and by the way, highly qualified person, well-educated, beautiful person, says, I want to be a life coach. And then everything after that was the horrible life she had and blaming the boyfriend and the abuse and that she chose, by the way. This wasn't parents. And I'm sitting there going, yeah, let me sign up for that life coach course. People are not listening to themselves. If you listen to yourself and you're going into this, oh, you know, I'm an awakened being, and then you're arguing about it with somebody else, you're not getting it. If you go into the event and you go into that uncomfort zone, because you got to get out of the house or the cave where you were, you know, meditating for several hours. If you go out in real life, it's like Eckhart Tolle said, if you think you're enlightened, go spend a week with your family. Some of you just spent a day with your family, right? And that's when you catch the triggers. Then it's like, okay, I still have stuff to work on. Whew. The sludge is coming to the top. Clear it out. So that was really shocking to me. Not only that I said something that was of a negative nature, that I didn't have a nicer thing to say, but that I so quickly fired it off. It triggered something that I need to go into and find out why I felt I needed to say anything negative. And then if you do something like that, what can you do to raise that frequency again? Do you need to go back and call somebody and say, you know, I didn't mean to say that. I don't know where that came from. Maybe you don't even need to apologize. Maybe you just say, hey, listen, I don't know why I said that. Or unless you said something nasty about the person, then you probably should apologize and say, you know what, I don't really mean that. I'm not feeling good about myself, or I'm in a bad place, or whatever. It's not about you, because it never is about you, right? It's never about you when somebody says something negative. It's something else they're experiencing, or there's a trigger, or there's something you talked about. So just look at that and realize that whatever triggered you to do something, you better look inside yourself and say, why am I feeling a certain way about that subject matter? I've got work to do. And then be thankful that it came up, because it's like, whoo, I thought I was doing okay. And then, you know, then you get this thing that shows up and you go, okay, there's still some stuff that needs to be cleared up. But when you catch it right away and you're not going on and going, I'm a spiritual person, hey, you know about so-and-so, and you're not even aware that you're going off into that other negative space, then you got a lot of work to do, because you're not even in that zone of recognizing what your awakening requires. It's being aware all the time. So don't be afraid to be human. If that shows up again, if you make a mistake, it's not a mistake. It's you being on this dense planet and being human, and then watching it and making sure that you catch it next time, that even if you feel it, next time it doesn't come out of your mouth. And then if you're thinking it, watching it, catching it, and then making a different choice, saying, why would I have anything to say about anybody else or anything or any circumstances? Why would I have anything negative to say? Why? Total acceptance. Total acceptance. What other people want to do it's their choice. Bless them. Even if you feel it's negative, then you've got to work on you, get that frequency up. We all have a job to do. And I'm on it, man. I am on it every day. Every day, every moment. When I catch something that I don't like, I realize that's my ego. Because if I catch something I don't like, I'm talking in the two parties. And when that second party, the ego, goes away, it's not you thinking about you anymore. You're just you, which is everything. It's the spirit. It doesn't have any judgment, thoughts, nothing. It doesn't have to judge itself because that ego doesn't exist anymore. I hate myself. I love myself. What? You love yourself? How can you love yourself? You are you. You are everything. You are love. So when you stop talking like that, you'll realize you became pure energy. And the ego is no longer a part of that. You still have your personality. You can still be funny. You can still be goofball. That's part of the human experience. That's that personality you chose coming in here. Make it a fun one. Make it one that people want to be around. Be that shift that people say, wow, you've changed. Something's happened. Something's shifted. Oops, I just felt it. Actually got a little dizzy there for a moment. There's something happening right now. This is December 2017. Something really big is happening right now. I'm feeling it physically a lot. So if you're feeling all of this, just correct the issue at the moment with a blessing. If somebody says something to you and you have a negative reaction, forgive them. Say blessings to them. I know it's not personal. That's my ego taking that personally. I need to work on me, not them. Why am I behaving that way? That's our biggest challenge. Let's say if somebody comes to you, let's say you see a certain situation and it's somebody that's not so nice, and you find yourself not being nice to them and you're justifying it, that was the challenge. Can you still be nice to that person even if they're a total jackass? You don't have to be a rug. Put your foot down on certain things, but you can still be compassionate and kind. That's the challenge. Sorry, we don't get out of that. Can you be compassionate and sweet to the nastiest person? You know, I've done that, and I'm sure you've experienced it too. And all of a sudden, you see the shift in their whole energy, and the face softens, and all of a sudden, they'll say something really nice to you. Because they're used to having that hard shell and people reacting negatively to them. And when you show compassion, all of a sudden, that real them, that beautiful person comes out. And maybe it won't. Don't have expectations. So, catch it. That's the sludge coming to the surface. Let's clear it off. All right? Hey, listen, I saw Dr. Joe Dispenza, and he said he's got to work on it all the time. He catches himself in negativity and, you know, getting away from his connection to the one, to who he is. We all have to work on it every day. Sorry, yeah. It's going to be a flash in the pan compared to the rest of eternity. So work on it. Don't ever let up. Catch yourself. Be aware at every moment. Clear off the sludge. You're whole, perfect, strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Welcome to a new earth where miracles happen all the time. Use them wisely. Namaste.